And I think Jeremy touched on it before, that the next, where I see this kind of going is whether it's self-driving, which we've seen with XAI and Grok and the Teslas, or whether it's into the robotic space. But that's probably where the next, kind of augmentation, the next set of tools that are going to be available to AI to really take that next level of advancement. It's still going to be repetitive tasks, but it's going to be extending the capabilities of the AI to be more physical versus just as prompting.
That's where I was going next, because, when you're looking at the generative AIs, I did not see what could be done with the agentic AI coming next. And, now that we're here, that's always my next question is like, well, what's after that? And I think Dar gave, some good pointers on, it's probably going to invade our physical world. But do you have anything else you want to say about kind of where this could be headed, and maybe over the next, 1 to 2 years?
Yeah, I think this is the great question in some sense. AI and robotics, right? My part of AI is reinforcement learning, where you want to train like a decision maker to handle some sort of long time horizon task, like a self-driving car, for example. I think that part of AI and increasingly like large language models, they're very kind of robotics friendly. And I think, those are going to be tightly intertwined going forward. I know you can see all kinds of really cool videos, on YouTube of like Google training robots to play soccer using reinforcement learning and other AI techniques. You should expect an increasing entry into physical spaces of AI, in a way that we haven't had so far. The rest of it, though, is really quite hard, right? I think what you can expect, though, is that you're going to see incremental progress in the ability of AI systems to be multimodal, right? So that they can take in your voice and a picture and a document, right? And do something with those things in a holistic fashion. I think you're going to see a lot more of that. I think people will explore the agentic reasoning space, and try and really build out, what are all the ways we could possibly take these agents and have them work, in some kind of iterative fashion to approximate something that looks like human reasoning. I think you're going to see a lot more exploration of that. I'm not sure you're going to see a lot more improvement in capabilities, though. That's not so obvious to me. I also think that you might start to see a change in the way that the big AI labs conceptualize what they're trying to do, right? So it seems to me, and I have friends who work in Silicon Valley, they've told me that for the past like 20 or 30 years, the goal of big tech companies has been to replace white collar jobs, right? Automate white collar jobs away. And I think that kind of informs, even to this day, that kind of informs the way that folks at the big AI labs talk about what their AIs are, going to do. I would guess, though, that there might be kind of a shift away from replacement and towards kind of augmentation, right? So like, rather than let's take you, Mr. Worker, and, get rid of you and just replace you with an AI, it's really more like, let's give you AI tools to help you do your job 10 times, 100 times better. I think, that's the kind of thing I could totally imagine happening in the near term. And that's a much less steep requirement, right, on AI performance. That's way easier to satisfy. And so it's probably way easier to monetize, right? And so I think there might be some strong incentives to do that kind of thing, or switch the narrative a little bit towards that.